Most people believe that prison is a physical destination, but prison is really the mind that you live in every day. There's a well-known story that's often used in psychology and personal development about a man who sees a group of elephants tied to a small wooden stake. He's confused because these massive animals could easily break free. Why don't they? And he asks himself the question, why? Why is it that these big, strong, powerful elephants who's tied to this wooden stake, why don't they just break free? Because when they were young, they were tied to the same wooden stake and couldn't break free. So there was a conditioning that took place. They believed that since they couldn't break free from this wooden stake when they were young, that now that they're big and powerful, they believed that they couldn't break free. So over time, they just stopped trying. Even when they became powerful enough, they still believed that they were trapped. Even though they were powerful, strong, big, they still believed that they were trapped. They were in the perpetual prison that many of us are in today. And that's when I realized something. I realized that was me. That was me. Not just when I was physically locked up, but long before that. So I was living inside a belief that told me what I could and couldn't do. So, and who I couldn't become and what I didn't have access to. The environment I grew up in was limited. I didn't think it was limited at the time. When I was young, I believed that was the only thing that I knew. So that was, I guess you can call it a limiting belief, but when you're young, it's not really a limited belief because you don't know any better. So I thought that my environment provided all of the options that life had to offer. And in hindsight, I look back on the people I looked up to and the things I aspired to be and where I wanted to go, and all of these things were limiting beliefs. And it kind of reminds me in the Bible of the Gospel of Luke. I believe it's chapter 13, verses 10 through 13, where Jesus encounters a woman who had been bent over for 18 years. She was unable to stand. She was unable to stand upright. And Jesus just simply said, "Woman, thou art loosed from thine infirmity." And I know a lot of people think that he healed her physically, but when she immediately straightened up, the woman wasn't just physically bound, but she was held in a mental condition, like many of us are today. And our mental condition becomes normalized. It becomes accepted. It becomes internalized as well. And for 18 years, that state became her identity. And for 40-something, 50-something years, many of us, that is our identity, because it's a mental condition that we can't get out of because we've been conditioned to believe a certain way. So we live in this perpetual prison throughout our lives.